Hey guys, Radical Reggie, and I am here to show you guys my American McGee Alice collection. The reason I originally started collecting this stuff was because I just never saw a dark twist on the Alice in Wonderland story. You know, I've only ever seen the Disney films, and I never really read the books. But I know if you really look into the books, they're kind of twisted as well. But like I said, I thought this would be a perfect time to show this stuff off. So let's get right into it. Alright guys, so let's get this started off. First off, I want to show the Alice figure. There are many variants of this figure. This is like the anime looking one. This one came with the Cheshire Cat. This is pretty much the first one I bought. I've had it for a long time. It's been with me everywhere. When I was overseas in Korea, it just took this all around the world with me. So it's a little bit beat up, but I've never taken it outside of the box. The next one is a variant of, there's a couple variants of the Alice one. This one has I would say she has a more modern look. The one I first showed you had like more of an anime look. I like this one as well. I like all of them, you know, so, yeah, I think this one is more of what she looks like in the game. So very nice to have that. And here is the rabbit. The rabbit is one of the few good guys in the game. There's a variant of this one that is like a glowing one, but I never got that one, but still awesome to have this. And another one of my favorites here, Caterpillar. Caterpillar, another one of the good guys in the game story. But man, when you meet this guy finally, it's crazy. Like it's a sigh of relief when you finally get to him, but I just have to say, this game is twisted. Alright, now we're going to look at some of the bad guys I own. Now, I don't own every American McGee Alice figure. I have the ones I like. I am missing a couple that I actually want. But here's an example. I had Tweedledum, but I don't have Tweedledee. I've been missing him for a while. I don't think I ever owned that one, but I'll get him one day. But here's Tweedledum. And tore up looking dude, man. He's just, there's some crazy looking figures. Next, this is the last one I actually bought. Got this off of eBay for like, I think it was like $10. These are the heart cards, and these are part of the Royal Queen's army, and they just look really demented. If you look at their facial expressions, it's like, ugh, what's wrong with these guys? Next, we have the Mad Hatter, which is he's pretty badass in this game. The Mad Hatter is one of the bosses you fight in the American McGee Alice first game. And man, when you get to that boss fight, it's pretty insane. I don't remember it too well because it's been years since I played this game. It's almost been like 15 years since I've beaten it. And here's one of the most difficult bosses in the game. Oh my god, the Jobbywop. Man, this dude, I don't know. So they did an Alice in Wonderland movie recently, and the Jobbywop in that looked horrible. But I expected him to look like this and have the voice of this Jobbywop. This guy is intimidating, and he's a tough boss battle.
You've kept me waiting, Alice. Have you never heard that punctuality is a virtue?
You and my dentist's assistant have much in common.
This is kind of like one of the more common figures you'll find for this thing, though. This one was kind of not. They mass produced this one, and that's a look at the Alice part. So, American McGee Alice part. Now we're gonna look at the Alice Returns action figures I have. All right, guys. So now we're into the Alice Returns stuff. So the first one here is the original Alice from Alice Returns. Pretty cool. Alice is older now, but she looks like she's still ready to give somebody the business if they cross her. Very cool. The next one here is the Hysteria Alice. When Alice gets upset, you know, in the game, when she gets into this mode, man, there's hell to pay. Very crazy mode. Doesn't last that long. I can't remember how long it lasts, but man, when she gets in this mode, it's brutal. My favorite, this is one of the last ones I have of this Diamond Select that I'm showing you. This is the Royal Suit Alice, and This is my favorite, but this one came damaged when I originally bought it. It was like came open up here, and I forgot to return it. And I looked at Amazon, my return was still on there pending, which is hilarious from like 4 or 5 years ago. So I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, this is my favorite one. And there is the Cheshire Cat and the Royal Card. And there might be another figure that I can't remember, but I don't have those ones. I didn't really think much of them, so I didn't pick them up. I did get this one though. This is the Femme Fatale Alice Returns. I don't know if many people know about this one, but this is probably the more common one you can find. But do some research because I haven't really looked on there yet. But this was the easiest one for me to get. Very cool. Not much to say about this one. I actually like the other ones better that I showed you, but this one's still cool too. And let's see what we have here. The Whirlpool Blade. One of my favorite items here. Got it right there. It's not sharp, but you can sharpen it. But I don't know why you would want to. But you know, still, this is pretty cool. Stab somebody. And let's see what else we got. One item I think any Alice fan, or at least a fan of the American McGee series, should have is the Art of Alice. And it's the Art of Alice Returns. This has every art piece that they created, and has a lot of my favorite items stuff in here. It goes over the history of Alice, ideas they cut out of here that they were going to put in the game that they didn't have enough time to. Just all kinds of design. It's just well worth having this book if you're an Alice fan. Definitely this collector's piece. They actually were going to call the game Alice 2, which I thought that would have been a better name, but they wanted to kind of do a rebranding, so they called it just Alice Returns. So that's cool too. And now here are the 2 games that I own of the series. Here's the original. This came out for PC, Apple back in like 2000. This is probably one of the first PC games I got into. I really just went all out, and I beat the game finally years later. I think I beat it in I think I beat it in like 2004 finally. But yeah, definitely I went all out in this game. Very fun game. And then we finally got this one in 2011, Alice Returns. And if you buy this game, you can download free this Alice game on here. I don't know if the game's embedded in the disc or you just have to use an unlock code to get to it, but still 2 games in here, so very nice. And now I guess I'll go over a little detail of both of the games, so let's talk about them.
Wake up, Dormy. It's time for the tea party. Hush, I've got one. Why is a raven like a writing desk? Dear, oh dear. We must save Alice. Wake up, Alice. Wake up.
Dad? Alice? Mom? Father?
I can't sleep.
Get out, Alice!
Save yourself, Alice. Get out of the house.
Poor dear. After all...
The game takes place after they're through the Looking Glass book, and you see kind of like a more, well, I would say a cynical Alice, especially what she's all been through.
Dingy cat, but your grin's a comfort.
And you've picked up a bit of an attitude, still curious and willing to learn, I hope.
So being this is one of the first PC games I had gotten for my new computer around the time, it was really hard to get used to the controls because I'm not a PC gamer. So, you know, setting your configurations, stuff like that. That kind of held me back from playing it because I had other games to play during the time. But I think I came back to it like a couple years later, finally decided to get through it. And man, I mean, it was amazing. I was surprised this game wasn't released for any other system, being console based at least. There was a PS2 port planned, but for some reason it got canceled and no one really knows why. But, you know, I was upset at the time because I remember this, but I guess I kind of forgive them now because the game was ported to the PS3 and 360, so you can play it on modern consoles if you want. but you just have to remember that it is a download. So you have to. The only way you can play it, as far as I know, is if you have American McGee's Alice Returns and you download the game as a part of that, and it plays off of there.
There's a school inside the fortress where you'll find certain items for creating a concoction that will make you small.
What items exactly?
Now we have Alice Returns, and I remember there was some art leakage for this game, and it kind of let fans know that they were making a sequel to the original Alice, I was really stoked at the time. Just one of those games you didn't think was going to have a sequel, and I really feel this game surpasses the first one by far. I mean, like, with everything, the continuous storytelling, the battle system, it's just really an amazing adventure. And it's another one of those games I'll always remember that I pretty much played straight through. I mean, this game is long, even though it doesn't seem like it's long. You know, it consists of, if I remember right, there's 6 levels, and each level has a certain chapter to it, and each section is really different and crazy. It could seem very long, or maybe it did to me just because I was just trying to play for so long. You know, I don't really advise playing as long as I did on this game. You know, take breaks. But like I said, I think I was just really excited that this sequel was out, and I just wanted to play through it. Like I briefly said earlier, one thing this game really improves on the first game is the freaking fighting system. The fighting system is fun and amazing. You know, first you have the Vertical Blade, which is pretty much your signature weapon, but the Hobby Horse is pretty much your strong attack to kind of smash enemies into the ground. That's my favorite one. And also, you get a teapot gun. I can't remember what it's exactly called, but it works like a machine gun. It's pretty hilarious. You will revisit some levels from the first game, and they don't exactly look the same as they did before. I would say they look even more twisted, but as you play the game, you'll find out why everything is like it is.
Of decapitation.
A prudent exit is no less.
Alright guys, so there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the video. That's American McGee's Alice, the 2 games, toys, action figures, whatever you want to call them. I actually consider them action figures because as long as you keep them inside the box, they're action figures. But if you take them outside the box, then they become toys. There's a little gray area right there. But I really enjoy this stuff, and I've had most of it for years. And, you know, if people want to get the same stuff, actually, if you want to get it, I wouldn't recommend paying the prices that stuff is going for now. A lot of people are charging expensive prices for it. But if you can find a good deal on it, I say go for it. Anyways, that's all for this video, guys, and I will see you later.